Okay. First of all, let's import the model. Yours is in OBJ, but what I'll be importing here is an FBX. Okay. Okay, so it will come up. Okay. Um, Let me just move this around. Yeah, play this. Yes, as you can see. Okay, now let's go to our rendered view. Let's environmental texture. I want to load a hdri environment. That's what we want to use as our lighting set. Our lighting for this setup. Okay, make sure you're on cycles. If not, you might be getting some weird look. Okay, and wow. You now see what we have. Okay. Yeah, we let's bring more of it. Yes, let's do the imports again. Let's go import the model you have again. Okay. Okay, now you can see they are both together. Let's separate it. Let's separate the models. Now let's play this. Wow. Okay, at this stage it's uniform. But um, let me let me do some tweaking to make sure that yes, so you select the one you want to adjust. Although if you can actually model from the scratch, you can go ahead and do that. Yes, but this tutorial is just basically visual effects centered. So we are working with an imported 3D model. Okay, let's continue. Just increase the timing. Okay, so right now they ought not to be uniform. Okay, let's proceed. Let's proceed. We've dealt on this a while, for a while. Okay, now we are back to our rendered view. Okay, let's add a plane that we'll be using as a shadow catcher. Let's scale it. Okay, yeah, let's try to make it transparent. We don't really need the plane. What we just need is the effect from the plane. That's the shadow it's we can get from it. So we are just using it as a dummy. Okay, we see that we still have some reflections. Let's bring the color, base color down. Yes, so that those light reflections on the 3D model will not also be coming up. Okay, let's move further to shading. At this point, we want to rotate the hdri environment. You need to know this because the lighting of your scene might not be the same of the 3D model you are dealing with. So we have to know how to rotate the HDRI to fit in that environment because you are going to be working with a PNG file. So you must understand this process because after now you might not be able to get this. So look at what I'm actually bringing it. Yes. Then once you brought these elements, um, you rotate on your Z axis. Yes. So and once you do that, you see that your the shadow repositions. The shadow reposition. Yes. So once you bring in your texture coordinates and your mapping, link them up together in that way. Okay, let's continue. Um, yes, make it a transparent background. Then after we've done this, let's work with on the camera now. Um, let's align camera so we can render. In Blender, you need a camera to actually render. So since you already have a camera in the scene, we need this process, camera to view. So when we move or rotate it, it still stays in that position. Okay. Yeah, I think it was actually this way. You have to shoot your scene first. Yeah, so you know what you are working on. Okay, let's check some of the properties to make sure they're in order. Your resolution, make sure everything is in order. The frame per second, at least it should be close to what you shot at. So the timing and order to work fine. Make sure you're on PNG. Check the location that you're about to post. You're about to save your work, then render animation. Wow, see the quality of this 3D model. It's very realistic and still low poly. So it's not really something that would demand much from your system. So, okay, now we are in After Effects. Now you bring in the model, make it your 3D scene. I mean, yeah, your scene, make it a composition. Uh, so right now you've seen how it is. So you look for the section that we're going to be working on. Now let's do another import. Okay, let's track the motion first because it was actually short handheld. So the camera is shaking, so we need to track it so that when we bring in the PNG sequence to actually blend. So you track, wait for it, might take a while. Yes, once you've tracked your scene, you can select some section of it, create null and camera, which you might use. It all depends on you though. So actually, you know, position your model if you want it to be at that spot, which I might not do in this scenario. You can copy the position, location, and all that. And yes, so I've imported my 3D module. Make sure your PNG sequence is selected. And let me bring it into the scene. Yeah, wow, we have them already in the scene. Okay. Let's make it okay. Let's make it a 3D layer. So in that way the foot gets pinned to the floor. Okay. Position it at the point we think is best for it. Then I think that's that. I think we'll need to duplicate this at some point. Let's let's duplicate this. Let's do copy and paste. Yes, we need 2 layers of this just so we can actually place the PNG model behind. Okay, we need to lift one, take one. Okay, now let's rotoscope this. Let our roto brush. This will take some time. Okay, so at this point we can see how it can now be placed in front of it. So that's just it.